Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. Now it is a beautiful Thursday here in Harrisburg, PA. I am at Faulkner Buick GMC here on Paxton Street in Harrisburg, and we're looking at a car that has been one of my favorites for a long time. This is a 2014 Bmw M5. This has a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, 560 horsepower. Now I did a video with one of these a few years ago that was that Secure Orange, and it was a competition model that has like 15 more horsepower for 575, but this thing would be a bargain for a used sports car. Now it's already 7 years old, 65,000 miles. You can get these for something like $35,000–$40,000. Now this is kind of like random because I just came to this dealer and I just sold my Mazda because the used car market is crazy and I got a good deal. Just happened to be at Faulkner Buick here in Harrisburg, so I just sold my Mazda, and then on the way in I said, oh, there's an M5, I wonder if I could do a review. So here we are, we're gonna go out on the road. But yeah, this BMW M5 has been the German executive sedan that has tons of power. This is the high performance version. You know what an M5 is, odds are, if you're watching this channel. So we're gonna go over all the specs. We're gonna get it out on the road. I never drove an M5 before, so we're checking off the box today. So let's take a look at the BMW M5. Now this car would be in the same segment as like a Mercedes-Benz E63 of the time. Now this is a little bit older, but that's okay. This is not the current generation, which has more power, more everything, but this is way more cheaper. Let's say, I think a new BMW M5 CS is something like $140,000–$150,000. And this is, I'll have to splash it on the screen because I'm not quite sure, but from looking at these on Car Gurus, you can get these for something like $35,000–$40,000, and that is a lot of car. So a couple things to differentiate the M5 from the normal 5 Series is this front bumper that is nice and aggressive. Now I did drive an M6 Grand Coupe with this same chassis, same everything, same motor, and that was a lot of fun to drive, so I hope this car is similar. But yeah, you've got the bi-xenon LEDs right there. You have the blacked out badges right there that sort of have a carbon fiber look, which is a very nice touch for a black car. There's your M5 right there. Now this has the Michelin tires and the huge M Sport brakes, M Sport suspension. I love a good double spoke, 5-spoke wheel. It just looks so aggressive. This is a beautiful wheel and tire combo, plus the Michelin tires. I think Michelin's are the best. Now there's your side grille right there. I don't think this is functional. I just think it's for aesthetics only. Now this is a pretty big car. I almost think this is just a little bit smaller than my buddy Will's BMW 750. But yeah, it's sort of like a sleeper performance sedan because it doesn't look too crazy. Sure, you have the big wheels and brakes, but going around back to the business end, there are the pipes right there. Now I will tell you what the exhaust sounds like right here. So yeah, it sounds pretty good. You got a nice little subtle lip spoiler right there. I do very much enjoy these blacked out and the carbon fiber BMW roundels. I love that blue color that goes with it. But yeah, this is a normal M5. You got the more aggressive bumper down there with the quad exhaust tips. I mean, there's not much else to say. This is just an aggressive looking car. Would be a very nice addition to anybody's stable if you're into the German performance sedans. Now, like I said, the E63 is in this category. I think of this generation, Audi did not have an S6 for sale in the United States. I have to double check on that. But yeah, this is M5. Now, I have to mention, the 2003 M5 is my favorite car of all time. I just think that is the perfect sports sedan in appearance and performance. You could get a 400 horsepower V8 with a manual transmission. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And this M5, for this generation, they've gone away from the manual transmissions because that's what everybody did at the time. But yeah, this is a kick-ass performance sedan. So let's take a look at the engine. Now here is the engine of the M5. Now this is a twin turbo 4.4 liter V8, 560 horsepower. I think it'll go 0 to 60 in about 4.2, which is pretty insane. This has the 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, and you can no longer get a manual transmission from this generation onto the newer ones because, you know, nobody really wants manuals anymore. This would be fantastic if it did have a manual, but there's still, you can still get the new BMW M3 in a manual, which is just, you'd have to do that like my buddy Kevin did. But yeah, this is a beautiful engine. I think this is pretty much how the new M cars look too. It's just a pretty looking thing right there. So you definitely have the performance to back up the sort of German sleekness. And that's the thing I like about German cars. They are performance bred, but something like an Audi R8 is just a sleeper supercar. I mean, this thing is not too flashy looking. It just has enough little upgrades with the bumpers and the lights and the wheels and the brakes. It's kind of like a sleeper sedan. So that's what I like about it. I feel like if I had the means, you know, I would rather, I mean, I like Ferraris more than Lamborghinis, but I just don't think I'd want the flashiness of, let's say, a Huracan compared to like an R8. I just like these more sleeper type of cars. So, all right, let's take a look at the trunk real quick. All right, we're just gonna check this off the box that we looked at the trunk. You can hold that button in. Oh, it does go up power. So that is nice. So yeah, guess what? Here's the trunk. You can fit a lot of stuff in it. There's not too much to go over here. This is a performance sedan. So that's about it. All right, let's take a look at the interior. All right, going on the inside of the M5. I will say this car is pretty darkly tinted. I'm saying maybe 20%. So the nice features continue on the inside here. So let's start her up because it's getting kind of hot. I don't think this is stock. I don't think these have the red start button right there. Oh yeah. Here, let's just listen to that idle. Oh, yes. That's a V8. That sounds pretty damn good. I mean, you can't beat a V8. So anyway, I'm just gonna put the windows down. It's not too terribly hot out today. So, oof, damn, that sounds good. All right, so on the interior, we do have the M Sport steering wheel that has the M logo on the bottom right there. We do have the shift paddles for the 8-speed automatic. Now, current generation M5s have an all digital display now, but since this car is the last generation and a little bit older, it still has the non-digital, I'll say analog tachometer and speedometer, but that's okay. I mean, 2014, so this car is essentially 8 years old. If it was made in 2013, this is still pretty good for that. You do have the Idrive controller right here. This controls everything on the top. We're changing the radio station for some reason. So if you go to menu, you got a bunch of different things to do. Media, telephone, radio. Let's go to navigation. And still, this is still a nice looking screen. Now this is when they did have this funky looking shifter right here. I'll be honest, when I came to park this car right here, you go into reverse to back in, and then when you go into neutral, you essentially just put the parking brake on and turn the car off. There isn't really a park button, which I think is kind of weird, but I guess it's okay. So BMW still have this design language where you have the radio controls up here and your HVAC controls on the bottom right there, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't think this is a bad looking interior at all. Showing a little bit of signs of wear, but you have the Bang & Olufsen sound right there, which is pretty nice. I mean, if you're buying a car of this stature, you're getting it for the performance because, I mean, 560 horsepower, but I still think the leather appointments in here are still very nice. You've got the wood. I mean, from this car, everybody had wood back then. Nowadays, you know, people do different things like carbon fiber and Alcantara on the dash and other things like that, but this is still nice. I mean, you're getting a twin turbo V8 for under $40,000. It's still pretty damn good. I mean, I don't think you can complain too much. This has the features. This has everything but the executive package. I mean, you have all these safety features plus a V8 twin turbo. It sounds really good. So it's showing its age a little bit. I think nowadays the BMWs have a little bit more digital screens, which everybody does. Nowadays people have a little bit better appointments, like I talked about with the carbon fiber, but this is still a decent looking car in good shape for being 8 years old. And I mean, under $40,000 for 560 horsepower, you're doing pretty good. All right, let's just real quick look at the interior or the back seat, and we'll get this thing on the road. Okay, I forgot to mention, which it is up in the front right there too, but the back seat also has the kick plates with the beautiful M5 logo right there. You've got your peasant blocker right here for all the haters looking in. Now, this is a mid-size sedan, but yeah, this space is pretty decent. I have a couple inches in my feet right there. You do have the HVAC controls and heated seats back here. That's pretty nice for being 8 years old. But yeah, this is still nice. I think an E63 of this generation still has that annoying phone pad up here. I do not like that. I'm gonna say that this would be a nicer interior, a nicer place to be than the E63. So I want to give a big shout out to Faulkner Buick GMC here on Paxton Street in Harrisburg. I will put their website right here. If you are interested in this car, you can buy this car, and I will flash on the screen what the price is because I am not sure yet, because I just sort of stumbled upon this, and you gotta always be ready. You gotta always have your gear on you in case you see something like this, because literally I came here to sell my car, my Mazda, and I did, and then I saw an M5 and I said, hey, could I do a review? And they said yes, so here we are. So the M5 is I'm gonna say it's a sleeper performance sedan. You're getting a twin turbo V8 and 560 horsepower for about $35,000–$40,000, which is pretty damn good compared with an E63 and other cars like that. So please go check out their website, Faulkner Buick GMC. I'll put it right here. If you like what you see, for lots more car content, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GemmyD on Cars, where you get to see the cars that I drive before they get posted to YouTube. Thanks for watching. Let's get this thing on the road. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.